Experience the pinnacle of performance at Big Star Cadillac, formerly Ron Carter Cadillac. Drive the new 2021 Cadillac XT5 Luxury Collection for only $449 a month, or the new 2022 XT6 Luxury Collection for $549 a month, all for 39 months lease with just $1 down. At Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Big Star Cadillac, Gulf Freeway, just 2 minutes south of the Beltway.
Smarter when you shop at Big Star. Shop BigStarCadillac.com.
Real estate can be a very complicated process. Finding one, how much can you afford, financing, closing costs, mortgage, putting it on the market, considering offers, inspection, negotiations, submitting offers, schools, down payment, title insurance, home warranty, taxes, review net sheets. These are the pieces of the puzzle of home ownership. I'm the person who helps put it together and the glue that keeps it together. Give me a call.
I'm Jonathan Cox with the Cox Frater Law Firm. For years, we have represented people who have been hurt or injured all over the country, but Houston is home. We fight for those who have been hurt or injured, however it may happen. So if you've been injured in a car accident, big truck accident, or even while at work, call our injury hotline at 1-800-HURT-NOW or log in to BigCityAccidents.com and let us fight for you.
BigCityAccidents.com. We fight for your right to get back your life.
Gentlemen, live from Houston, Texas, it's the go-to girl, professional comedian, TV producer, and founder of MarriedDate.com. It's millionaire matchmaker, Amber
Hey guys, it's your girl, matchmaker comedian Amber Neal. Welcome to the Amber Neal Show. It is Married Date Mondays. Guys, today we're going to talk about relationships, everything that leads to the healthy marriage. But sometimes before you can get into a healthy marriage, you got to make sure you're not taking baggage from the last relationship and then you wonder why it doesn't work out. So before we jump into our show, I gotta welcome my co-host today, y'all. It's his birthday month, so we're celebrating all month long. It is officially Libra season. Y'all welcome in the man's on the ones and twos, DJ Houston.
Hey.
DJ,
it was my birthday.
Go DJ.
It was my birthday.
Oh my gosh, you had fun. Did you have fun?
Yeah, you know what? We had a lot of fun. We had that little party here, and then I got to go home and go sleep.
your almost surprise party.
Right, exactly. That almost surprise party that we had, which I really appreciate. So thank y'all so much for that. That was a lot of fun.
Today, guys, we have two really good topics. You know, this is on my heart to talk about because I understand that it can be really brutally hard to get over a very serious relationship. Right. And, you know, sometimes we think, oh, let me get under somebody else to get over them. Let me start dating again. Let me move on. But we're going to give you some tips today, guys, on things to do to help you get over someone that you deeply love. You know, because if you're just dating, you know, as soon as you meet somebody else, it's like, okay, on to the next. But when it comes to somebody that you deeply, deeply cared about, it's not quite so easy. And I know I've had conversations with people before, and they're like, just get over it. Just get over it. Just move on. Easier said than done, right?
You know what? I absolutely agree with you on that one. It's so much easier said than done because, goodness gracious, have I had my heart broken so many times? And there were months where
they punched it, then they stomped on it,
exactly,
and then they kicked you when you were down.
Just no fun, you know what I mean? Like, what happened to all the fun in dating?
Yeah,
Unfortunately, though, we do go through these breakups where, you know, they can be a little tough. They can be a little hard. We always thought that, you know, going and sleeping with somebody else makes it that much better, faster, and in reality, it actually don't. And the reason being is because, you know, you start catching feelings for those people. You start wondering what could happen further down the road with this person. So then that happens.
What if?
Right.
But that is the hardest part about a breakup is when to stay and when to go. Should I? Because they always say, there's that saying, I saw this meme the other day, and it's like, if they love you, they'll always come back. But then it said, but if they love you, they'll never leave. So I'm going to say number one, because I think if they love you, sometimes you do have to grow apart to really appreciate what you had. Sometimes you're not ready. You can love somebody all day long, but if you're not ready for that relationship, that's why they say timing is everything. Look at Ben Affleck and J-Lo. 17 years later, both engaged to other people in the process, and then they came back together, and now they seem happy, so timing is everything. So I would say sometimes you do have to leave in order to get it right individually, because if you're not healed on that self-love journey, that's not a couples exercise.
Right, exactly.
You know what I
It's a
mean?
self-love journey, not a self-us journey. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
How would I even say that? There's not even a word for
We
that.
are going on my self-love journey. No, that's not how it
No,
works.
it's a self-love journey. You have to find your own love by yourself.
Yeah.
Because if you can't love yourself, how the hell is anybody else going to love you?
Huh. And I used to think that was such a cliche. I used to think that was so corny when people say that. But now I get it, because if you don't love yourself, you won't have boundaries. If you don't have boundaries, they're going to run over you. And then you can't be over here playing the victim. They did this, and this. People do what you want to do, and people do what you let them, period. So at the end of the day, when you get real with why you attracted it, why you tolerated it, and why you felt like you weren't good enough for real love, the answer is very simple. You've got to stop holding on to things and just like, oh, this is my only chance. There's 8 billion people on this planet. And even if you're only compatible with 3%, what is 3% of 8 billion? I don't know, but it's a lot. You still have a lot of options, and you don't have to settle. And the thing is, this is why, even though I've had heartbreak as a matchmaker, I have witnessed, and to my whole life witnessed, how many people are looking for real love. There are people that still want monogamy. There are people that still want real relationships. There are people out here that still want to find love. And the thing about it is, sex is great, but nothing is better than making love to somebody that you're in love with, right?
Ooh, I know that to be a fact. It's like there's this fire between you when you just find that love. Ooh, right, exactly. Like, I can't really roll my R's right now. I'm a little like, I feel like I'm a little dehydrated after my weekend, my weekend of partying so much. I'm like, and I forgot my Dr. Pepper. Where's my Dr. Pepper?
know.
Like, I cannot believe that. We never
What's our
forget the Dr.
hashtag we did
Pepper.
on that?
Hashtag I bleed DP.
Yes, guys. Hey, if you are watching the show and y'all got to hook up with Dr. Pepper, tell them they should sponsor our show, because I promise you I bleed DP. Right?
Facts. Let me tell you. The other day I saw how Dr. Pepper now has a rewards program, and it's like for every 6 Dr. Peppers, you get practically like a free 20 ounce or something like that. Yeah, and so I was sitting here like, goodness gracious, with as much Dr. Pepper as we drink a day.
I should have pallets.
Right. I'm like, we have some Dr. Pepper in the hole. You know what I'm saying?
I got the truck. All right, guys, we got to take a quick break. But today, y'all stay tuned. We got a really good show for you guys. How to get over someone you deeply love. And then at the bottom of the show, we're going to talk about overused breakup lines. Ugh. Don't you hate when you add insult to injury? Y'all stay tuned. We'll be right back after this.
Maridate is for committed couples that are either engaged or married and would like to keep the dating in their marriage, fight for the family, and lower the divorce rate one couple at a time. We plan 30 to 50 events a month that include workshops, seminars, webinars, experts, and events all around town. This is for couples that want to develop friendships with other like-minded couples that take their marriage and vows seriously. We will also be offering premarital help so that you will not be a statistic. Would you and your partner like to take international vacations together with other couples and at group rates? When you are home, you will learn your city as you go to each new event. Your membership includes all of our locations. We take the guesswork out of creating, having, and keeping a strong marriage. Contact us today.
Hey guys, it's your girl matchmaker, comedian Amber Neal, and today I am bringing you my brand new book, hot off the press, guys. I have so many copies of these. Please get one, okay? It is called How My Kitty Betrayed Me, and it's about the women's lib movement and how one thing they don't tell you is, yes, we want money, education, and rights like men, but one thing that the women's rights movement doesn't explain to you is how we're still women. We still attach. We release a chemical in our brain that attaches us to every single person we have sex with. It's called soul ties. And one thing I can tell you that will keep you from your God-given purpose, let your kitty betray you when you get distracted, okay? All I'm trying to say is, you know, we want all the same rights as men, but at the end of the day, picking your partner is the most important decision you'll ever make. And so I challenge you to get a copy of my book today so that you can learn from my mistakes that I made, thinking that, hey, if men can do it, so can we. But trust and believe, after being a single parent for 25 years, your kitty betrayed you, okay? Get your copy today, amberneal.com. Or more information, go to Amber Neal Show on Facebook. Get your copy. I'll be glad to autograph it and send it out to you today.
I'm Jonathan Cox with the Cox Radio Law Firm. For years, we have represented people who have been hurt or injured all over the country, but Houston is home. We fight for those who have been hurt or injured, however it may happen. So if you've been injured in a car accident, big truck accident, or even while at work, call our injury hotline at 1-800-HURT-NOW or log in to BigCityAccidents.com and let us fight for you.
BigCityAccidents.com. We fight for your right to get back your life.
We are back from our break. Today we have a really good show for you guys. Today we're talking about how to get over somebody that you deeply, deeply love. And then at the bottom of the show, we're going to be talking about how to laugh at really kind of some of these overused, cheesy breakup lines. But y'all welcome in my co-host, DJ Houston.
Yo, 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 yo. What's up?
Yes.
It is a beautiful day.
It
I
really
hope
is.
it stays like that because after the rain we had over the past week, the temperatures finally dropped a little bit. The humidity's gone away a little bit. So.
I attempted to do my hair today. And guys, in case you guys are just tuning in, welcome back into the Amber Neal Show. So we have changed our time slots. You can catch us every Friday and Saturday here at the Boss Up Houston Network. And you can catch us now on A-Star TV beginning Monday, October 11th at 7 p.m. So every Monday on A-Star. And we're also on Comcast Cable. So we have air dates for that are always published on my website, amberneal.com. For more information about PR, marketing, events, everything that we do. Y'all want to be on the sexy single sofa? Maybe you want to become a friend of the show. And let's not forget, we both have our own night starting at the Crush Comedy Lounge in Richmond and the Comedy Lounge off 1960. DJ Houston will tell you about his night on Tuesdays, and I have Wednesdays and Thursdays for singles and couples. For more information about my nights, you can go to amberneal.com.
Absolutely. And make sure you guys go check out my event every Tuesday over at Comedy Lounge off of 1960. We're doing LGBTQ game night. The events are live on Eventbrite and Facebook. Make sure you go check them out to get your tickets today.
All right, let's jump into our show today. So today we're talking about how to get over someone that you deeply love. Listen, I'm not going to be one of those people that say, just get over it. Just get over it. You'll be okay. It'll all work out. It will work out. But we're going to give you some tips, guys, how to get over somebody that you deeply love, because I understand it's not easy. It's going to take time. But bigger than that, you got to really jump into your soul and find out, why did I attract that person from the beginning? And most of the time, if it's a toxic situation, you grew up in toxic and you're none the wiser. You have no idea that what healthy even looks like. So right now, we're going to show you guys some tips on how you can get over somebody that you deeply love. All right, let me jump in. Number one, and this one is in all caps. If I had a cap on my screen, I'd put it in all caps. Don't live in denial about the relationship. So many people fall in love with potential. You're living in a fantasy island. You're delusional. You're literally, if you're having a hard time getting over the relationship, a lot of the time it's because of you had this fantasy of what they could become. And the thing is, right now, that's why I have it on my website. Y'all can go get it right now. No more Build-A-Boo shirts. No more build a do boo. No more project people. No, I'm trying not to cuss. No more. No more. Scrubs. Okay. At the end of the day, guys, as long as you continue to live in denial about these two things, that people do what they want to do and people do what you let them, you will continue to put yourself in pain. You've got to get to a neutral place. But to get to the where I don't care anymore, you're not going to be able to stop caring. So the first goal is to get to a neutral place of letting it go. If it's meant for be, it'll be there. And letting go of the outcome of it. Because, sometimes we put people in our life and God never put them there. He don't even know about the relationship. You're praying for something he don't know about. And the thing is, you've got to really get to that neutral place. And that is how you get to the place of truly letting go and getting over somebody that you deeply love.
You know what? And that is the best way of putting it, because you can't sitting there and being in that exact word, denial. It's just it does nobody good. It does you good. It doesn't do you good. It doesn't do your ex good. It doesn't do your friends good, because until you can accept the fact that it's over, you can't move on. They can't move on either, because you're probably constantly stalking them. You're probably constantly texting them, hoping that you can get back together, and it's not going to happen.
And what happens in that energy? Here's the thing, guys. The enemy wants you to focus on your emotions, not God's promises. And that's the trick of the devil. That is the trick. As long as he can keep you depressed, down, defeated, you'll never manifest anything positive in your life. And this is why even Warren Buffett said the most important decision you will ever make in your life is who you choose to spend it with. Because they will either empower you to greatness or they will railroad you all the way off of your path. And that's why you got to get in control of what's really in front of you. And yes, it hurts to let go. But as I always say, if you're going to be crying, cry because you're letting go of toxicity. Cry because you're growing. Cry because it's growing pains, not because you're staying. That is where you're betraying yourself. When you're staying in something that you know is not what you really need, that's why it feels yucky. That's why depression creeps in. And that's why you can't manifest anything positive in your life, because that one thing is affecting the rest of your life. So what's number 2, DJ?
So the second one, and we are talking today, how to get over somebody you deeply love. The second tip we got for you is remember that there is no time limit. There is nobody can tell you how long it takes for you to get over somebody. If it takes you a year, it takes you a year. Yeah. It takes you a day, it takes you a day. Yeah. I mean, everybody has their own emotional levels of healing, I guess, forgiving people, just basically, as Amber said, healing. Those are different for everybody, because it all depends on the road you took to grow up, that path that you're on. Not the path that they're on, but the path that you're on. So don't let your friends try to sit here and tell you, like, oh my God, y'all broke up a week ago. You need to get, yeah, exactly. Start getting over it already. Stop crying about it already. Like, take your time.
And people love differently, and no one else's truth can be your truth. So just because they can get over it, the thing of if you really love somebody, really in love, it's not just going to happen overnight. There's no circumventing it. Everybody just wants to get over it and just be done with it. They want to just get rid of the pain. But the reality is you have to give yourself time to heal. You have to allow yourself. But you said the key word, forgiveness. Forgiveness for you, for allowing yourself to be mistreated. Forgiveness for them for not knowing what they don't know. Because at the end of the day, it's about that getting to that neutral place. And that's why even in the Bible it says don't judge people. It's not about judging per se, as much as it's what happens to you when you do. So when you're sitting there judging your ex for everything they did, what's happening? You're getting trapped in the emotion. And as long as you're trapped in the emotion, you can't focus on God and his promise that, hey, you know what? Thank you. God's looking at you like, good. You're finally strong enough to let go of something that's toxic. You're finally knowing your worth and your value, and let me do my job and bring you somebody better. But if you're so busy holding on to the wrong person, you're not free to receive. So you got to have that confidence to know that if this person is toxic and not treating you good, they don't want to. And that is the hard part. So people are so scared of rejection or feeling unwanted, especially if you have worth issues already. The thing is if you know that you're going into a relationship with somebody who's emotionally unavailable, you got to analyze, because here's the news flash. Deep down, it's you that's emotionally unavailable.
Confidence comes standard with a certified pre-owned Cadillac from Big Star Cadillac, formerly Ron Carter Cadillac. Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer. Get 2.9% APR for 72 months on Houston's largest certified pre-owned Cadillac inventory. With the assurance of a 172-point inspection, meticulous reconditioning by master Cadillac technicians, and a total 5-year limited warranty with unlimited miles.
Shop smarter when you shop at Big Star. Shop BigStarCadillac.com.
That
I don't want to hear that.
Right there. Exactly. They really don't want to hear that. That's it, and that's what the whole self-love journey is about. Just finding out that, you have problems yourself. There are things that you are doing that's not correct. So let's go ahead and move on to that next one. Today we are talking about ways to get over someone you deeply, deeply love.
The next one, guys, let yourself feel the emotions. On the journey to getting to neutral, it's like grief. You go through stages of grief. You're in denial, then you get angry, then you start begging with God, like if I could just, bring them back, like they're just going to somehow come back. Then you get into, there's another stage, and then you finally get into acceptance. So allow yourself to feel all the stages, because honestly, if you deeply love them, deeply love them, you will have to grieve the loss of that relationship, even if it was toxic, because you loved them. You have to let go and you have to mourn it. So allow yourself to cry, allow yourself to get mad, allow yourself to go through the emotions. Just don't get stuck there.
Ooh, that part right there, getting stuck there. And it's so tough sometimes to get out of that. I know from personal experience, after my divorce, I was almost 8 months just completely depressed, but I cried every day. But you know what? Let me tell you, by the end of it, I got up and I was even stronger. I was very happy with myself, because I allowed myself that time to grieve. We were together for, a good 4 years. Yeah. And so it takes time, from the studies that I showed is that it says you should take half the time you were together to get over. So if you were together for 4 years, you should take 2 years to get over it.
And not just, so you got to go through the grieving process, but then you got to go through the self-love process and heal so that you don't attract that. But see, a lot of the grieving, a lot of the pain when you're letting go of these relationships is realizing I played myself. And I think when you really get down to the root of it, you're really mad at you. You're really upset with you, because at the end of the day, you're the only one allowing it, right? And yes, they might have done all these bad things to you, but at the end of the day, you let it persist, and people will push your boundaries. It's human nature to push boundaries. People are going to push boundaries to see what they can get away with. So right now, let yourself feel the emotions, go through all the stages, because if you don't, you just push it down and bury it, you're going to take that baggage right into your next relationship.
Yeah, you really truly will. And let me tell you, it's not a pretty thing, because you'll be constantly, looking over your shoulder, talking about what your ex is doing, maybe treating your new spouse like they are your ex, making them pay for the mistakes that somebody else made, which is why I always say, make sure, once you go through the breakup, go through your little quiz, ask yourself, okay, what's my triggers? Is this still triggering to me? Is this still the problem? Am I going to take this out? It's all about having a little therapy session, really. Yeah. Before you get into a relationship, I recommend going to a therapist.
Amen,
you should constantly be going to one to check out your mental health. But if you aren't, at least every time you break up, at least schedule a good appointment with a therapist to talk to them and say, this is why we broke up. So that way you can go and identify your problems. Because I'm not saying that all the time you're the problem, but I am saying that, a lot of times you're attracting the problem. So thus, in the root somewhere, there has to be you having the problem.
And guys, and I can't tell you how many referrals I get as a date coach from clients who were referred by their therapist. I work hand in hand with therapists, and that's the whole point. I'm not a therapist, I'm a date coach, but to really delve into that deep part of the psychology, go speak with an expert. If everybody stays in their lane, you will get more accomplished. And so it's really about, especially if you've been married for a long time, let's say you've been married 20, 30 years, you're trying to get back out and date in today's world. And for people that want monogamy or true love, dating in today's world is a special kind of hell. So get a date coach and let them help you navigate today's world, because the scams out here, listen, okay, I mean, they are good. I mean, they even email you now. Anyway, that's another whole show. But trust me, get a date coach. Y'all hit me up, amberneal.com for more information. You can book me at matchmakerhotline.com. You can book DJ Houston, Cadori, and Ryan. We'll be back in studio with them this week as well. All right, so let's jump in. What is the next tip on how to get over somebody we deeply love?
Well, the next tip is you got to remove yourself from your ex, like completely remove yourself from them. So that means you got to go and scrub your social media from them. You got to scrub your phone book, your pictures, your Snapchats, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Did you change your name? Like when you got your ex or any of your exes, did you go change their name in your phone? Because it's kind of a joke. Girls always change girls will put like their my honey, my hubby, or hearts, or an eggplant, or whatever it is that they put in there to tag that that's their boo, right? I changed mine to do not answer.
It kind of depends on the ex, but a lot of times, like, usually I just block them. Do not answer 1, 2, 3,
or
4. Or I just keep it to where their name's in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, if so for all you future guys that will hopefully, I'm dating right now. So for all you people dating me, just let you know, like if I have an ex's phone number in my phone, it's mostly just to remember not to answer with, because I don't want to be caught on the phone with somebody that long.
And then they get the unknown numbers.
Exactly.
But luckily, that's what you also do. You go put the block on your phone to where unknown numbers go straight to voicemail, so you don't accidentally answer the wrong phone, and then it's your ex, surprise, I got a new number. Just waiting on those days. I actually had an ex, I blocked them on everything, so they sent me a cash out request for $1 saying, call me, I need to talk to you. I'm like, at least that's creative, right? But today, guys, we're talking about how to get over somebody that you deeply love. We're not taking this lightly. It's very hard. I mean, it is excruciating, especially when times get hard. It can be very tempting to go back to an ex. When I was on Fox recently, we were talking about navigating dating in a COVID era, and one of the things I brought up was don't go back to an ex just because it's comfortable. You know what I'm saying? So the next one, guys, after you remove them from your social media and your phone, not everybody has to do that, but I'm just saying, if you are like, it just breaks your heart every time you see a picture, and maybe you don't want to throw away the pictures because you do have some good memories, put them in a folder, out of sight, out of mind. Just don't make it to where it triggers you every time you see an old picture of you guys. Today we're talking about how to get over somebody that you deeply love. The next tip is remember to love yourself. And the thing about it is, and I am living testimony to this, the further you get on your self-love journey, you're going to start attracting different kind of people. You're going to start attracting healthy and healed people. You're going to start, you can tell by people's language when they talk, they'll use words like self-love, healed, gone through growth. I mean, they'll use those words. They'll even admit, this is when you know they're really healed. They'll admit, I used to be toxic. Or what I learned was toxic. It doesn't mean it's your fault. It just means that's what you grew up in. You don't know what you don't know. But you have to love yourself enough to say no to things that don't honor your highest good.
Yeah, you're absolutely right there. You have to remember to love yourself. If you can't love yourself.
Real estate can be a very complicated process. Finding one, how much can you afford? Financing, closing costs, mortgage, putting it on the market, considering offers, inspection, negotiations, submitting offers, schools, down payment, title insurance, home warranty, taxes, review net sheets. These are the pieces of the puzzle of home ownership. I'm the person who helps put it together and the glue that keeps it together. Give me a call.
It's true.
Honestly, like it was my worst breakup ever, was with me and my ex-husband, and it wasn't until then that I really started to find my self-love, and go on that self-love journey that I had, because I honestly, like, I hated myself before then. It was one of those. Every day I woke up, I was depressed. I hated the way I looked. I hated how I was living my life. I hated the person that I got turned into because of my ex-husband. And after those 8 months of depression that I went through, I finally picked it up and I said, you know what? Screw this. I'm not going to let somebody else control my life now. Now I'm going to love myself. I'm going to date myself. And I mean, honestly, after him, it was like a good 3-4 years that I stayed single. I refused to date anybody. I refused to look for anybody. I stayed single because I said, you know what? I got to be able to date myself. I got to be able to, enjoy spending the time alone. Because if I can't, then even if I do find somebody else, I'm not going to be able to love them.
What's the next one? Because I know we've got a bunch to cover before we go to our break. I like the next one.
So the next one, it says you need to do old school way here and write down how you feel. I know everybody's used to doing text messages and social media posts, Facebook blasting. No, don't do that. Get yourself like a little journal. I guess you could use your phone, get yourself like your little notepad in your phone, open it up and write down your feelings, It doesn't have to rhyme. It doesn't have to be poetic. It doesn't have to be anything like that. What it needs to be is just straight, this is how I feel when you made me do this. And so that way,
and you'll have a book. I mean, honestly, you write a book.
Yeah, you really will.
That, I'm telling you, and you can turn that into a movie. I'm just saying, create something from the pain. Make a book, make a movie, make something out of it. Help other people with it, right? But if nothing else, use it to remind you anytime you're tempted to go back, because this is where the mind plays tricks on you. When you start hearing those romantic songs, or you go to a place, and you can be triggered unhappy things just as much as you can trigger on bad things. And before you know it, I'm going to miss them. I miss their touch. I miss their smell. I miss what we did together. And before you know it, you're back in delusion.
Yeah, you are. And I mean, all it takes is that little, just that one little trigger, and you can go and undo all the work that you did, which is why I recommend that therapist stay single until you are absolutely ready. Don't go and drag somebody else down with you just because you didn't want to feel lonely. Like, that's just, it's messed up. It's wrong for both parties because you aren't helping yourself and you're now dragging somebody else down with you.
All right, guys. So, we basically said the next tip, is just to turn, like we kind of talked about, just turn that negative into something positive. I really say this all the time. I recently lost a sister, and that is just mind-blowing to me. But the thing is, I'm going to use that as fuel. I'm going to use that to help other people. I'm going to, it kind of gives you a clue of who you're here to serve, because this life is not about, yes, I'm a hustler to the core, but it's not just about that. It's about, what are you hustling for? Are you hustling for money or a purpose? And so when you go through these bad things, that is your indication, like God forbid, parents that like my mom lost a child. That is so out of order. But there's other people that will face that, just like she did, and she can help them in her sorrow. She can write a book, she can write articles, she can do stories. You can help people with your journey, and so take something negative that you're going through and let that be your fuel to inspire and motivate others to learn from your mistakes. But see, here's the trick of the enemy. As long as he can keep you in shame, you'll never help no one. And that is why you have to heal.
Absolutely. And, the whole having to sit there and we said, you got to write down your feelings. So that way people know what you're feeling. You know what you're feeling when you go back into the future. It's also about getting and changing that mindset of that energy. It's so that way you can recognize what your triggers are and you can cancel those triggers out. You can go to it, as soon as you start realizing you're being triggered, just do like what me and Amber say all the time, cancel. So that way you can change it. Because if you constantly sit here and pity yourself and self-doubt and those kind of feelings, that's what you're going to attract. So, the next person that you're going to try to date is going to be the same person that's going to be either in the same boat as you or the same boat as your ex. And you don't want that. That's the whole reason you broke up. You know, you want to do something different.
I said that before. I'm like, man, if I want to go through drama, I would have just stayed with that ex. Why go through one? But that's the thing. You are the common denominator in all of the relationships with your ex. So if you just be honest with yourself, that's why I wrote my book, How My Kitty Betrayed Me. Everybody has different coping mechanisms. Some people is sex, some people's love, drugs, drinking, whatever. Overachieving is one too. Have you ever met somebody that is perfect? They are perfect. They're always right. They don't do nothing wrong. They have a super God complex, and they can't be told nothing. Yes, I'm talking about narcissists.
Oh, listen, honey. I was
Listen,
like, you're sitting here speaking. You're like, oh, I'm over here like, yes, okay, yes, ex-husband. Dang, Capricorns. You already know how I feel about them Capricorns. Anyway, so today we're talking, ways to get over somebody you truly are deeply in love with. Because yes, it happens. You can fall deeply in love with somebody and they may not fall deeply in love with you. So our next tip for you, Amber was just telling us, you gotta change the energy into something positive.
That's right.
It's about that law of attraction. Change it around. Take this negative and say, nope, positive now. Now I'm telling you, don't hold on to that anger. Don't hold on to the blame. Forgive them. Forgiveness is not for them. Forgiveness is for you. I mean, yes, it's probably the most cliched thing they say out there, but it's actually a real big fact, I never forgave my ex-husband for him. I didn't call him and say, I forgive you. I forgave him spiritually for myself. So that way I never had to think about it anymore.
Right. Because
the longer you're sitting here not forgiving them, you're constantly thinking about it. You're thinking about the night all over again. You're thinking about the breakup constantly. You're just replaying it. And if you just forgive them, you won't think about it anymore. You'll
it's
just
all energy.
move on.
I mean, it's just all energy. You're literally contaminating your own energy field. And here's the thing. You always wonder, like, okay, I left them. I'm single now. Why am I not attracting anybody? Why is nobody not hitting on me? What's going on? Because energetically, your anger and depression and sadness and whatever it is you haven't let go of, it walks before you. Think about the opposite. When you fall in love and you're in a new relationship, what happens among your friends? Oh my God, you look so happy. You look like
Right.
you're glowing. You look so good, because you can't hide it. When I began my self-love journey and ended a toxic relationship, I literally had somebody, when I moved back, I had somebody say, you know what, I want to do business with you, but you look like you couldn't handle anything else. And to me, I'm thinking I'm all, I'm just normal and I look fine. Energy doesn't lie, guys. So while you think that you are fooling everybody, trust me, that is why you're not getting hit on now, because your energy is telling people, I'm not emotionally available, but you're not, because you're still hung up on your ex.
And that's absolutely true, because once again, energy does not lie. It's just like this is why people say they can read auras. Me as personally as a DJ, this is how I became such a great DJ, is because I read energy. I read the vibe. I read the auras that's going around the room. That's what's telling me, it's the universe that's speaking to us. So
right.
The universe don't lie. It has no reason to lie to us.
Well, it's funny, people don't realize the universe is just us having a point of reflection. I mean, we're all God having human experience, so we all have different perspectives and perspectives.
Experience the pinnacle of performance at Big Star Cadillac, formerly Ron Carter Cadillac. Drive the new 2021 Cadillac XT5 Luxury Collection for only $449 a month, or the new 2022 XT6 Luxury Collection for $549 a month, all for 39 months lease with just $1 down. At Houston's only Cadillac to your door dealer, Big Star Cadillac, Gulf Freeway, just 2 minutes south of the Beltway.
Smarter when you shop at Big Star. Shop BigStarCadillac.com.
So the next one is, don't torture yourself. My God. I mean, it's one thing to hold yourself accountable and be self-aware. It's another to sit there, well, if I would have just done this, and if he would have just, and if we would have just, and if what, and I don't know, maybe let me overthink it some more. What? I don't know.
Right? No.
That tortured me to say it.
Listen, I know exactly what you're talking about, because it's such torture. You're just like, all the time. You're like beating yourself up. What could I have done better, honey? Honestly, the only thing you really could do better is
leave that fool.
And love yourself. That's honestly, like, no matter what anything says on here or any doctor tells you out there, the first thing that has to happen is you have to love yourself. Nothing else in this world is going to move forward until you love yourself. You're not going to get blessings from God. Mm-hmm. You're not going to get the promotion you want.
God ain't blessing a mess.
Amen.
You're not going to get why that all your blessings are blocked, because you got somebody in your life that God ain't trying to bless with you.
Exactly. You know, it's He's not trying to let you take the people who don't deserve to be there with you, you know? And so you just have to realize that but, you know, he's also not going to take you where you need to be if you can't love yourself, because, you know, you can be your biggest downfall.
He's got to be able to trust you with a little before he can trust you with a lot.
Right. So that brings us on to our next tip, which is, remember, there isn't just one person out there for you. We have just here in Houston alone.
The polygamists already know that.
You know, we have what? We have how many million? 4 million here in Houston
we
alone?
have 2 million in the city limits, and then we have close to 7 million in all, including all the burbs.
Right.
There's
so
like 10 suburbs around us.
Just
7 million people in the greater Houston.
Just right here in this Houston area, we have that many people.
Let me do the math on that.
Ooh, y'all done made her pull out her little math. Google. She's going to go in there.
Let's see. Let's see. Times. Okay. I calculate just so y'all can get a real number, because you might be surprised
by how many people there are out there.
It is crazy. Okay, so let me see. So we got 7 million people out here. Okay, and then we have, and I can't type, times 3%.
And for those of you who are just now tuning in, we're talking about how to get over somebody deeply. Let's see. Show that to the camera again.
That means there are 2,100 people just in Houston that you are compatible with, no matter who you are, based on 3% compatibility. 2,000 people you are compatible with in Houston. Let that fool go. Okay.
And that's just what you're compatible with.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's just to show you how many different people there are out there in this world.
Okay. So today, guys, we're talking about how to get over somebody you deeply love. We talked about not torturing yourself, remember there's not just one person. Okay, lastly on this, before we have to take a break, is you will see the light at the end of the tunnel as long as you open your eyes. Okay, you gotta open your eyes. If I keep my eyes closed, I'm staying in darkness. But and it goes back to number one, don't live in denial. If you refuse to see the person for who they really are, and you continue to keep on your rose-colored glasses, don't be surprised when you get the same thing when they come back this time. And listen, honey, a man can cry his butt off and the whole time be looking for somebody else. He could date you for years and be looking for his wife. If you don't have what you need in it, cut it off. Love yourself enough to say, you know what? I deserve better. And it's not even a clown on them. It's just, we all have our love languages. We all know how we want to feel in a relationship. And if it doesn't make you feel like you want to be loved, and you're not loved the way you need to be loved, let it go, so you can attract the right one.
Exactly. So you can see that light at the tunnel, you know. And it was all about what we were just talking about, how, you know, you got to love yourself in order to get those blessings, in order to see that light of the tunnel. And that is a great little stopping point real quick. And when we come back at the other half of the hour, we're going to be talking about overused breakup lines. So y'all guys, make sure y'all guys stay tuned, and we will be right back after this little word from our friends over at Meridate.
Meridate is for committed couples that are either engaged or married and would like to keep the dating in their marriage, fight for the family, and lower the divorce rate one couple at a time. We plan 30 to 50 events a month that include workshops, seminars, webinars, experts, and events all around town. This is for couples that want to develop friendships with other like-minded couples that take their marriage and vows seriously. We will also be offering premarital help so that you will not be a statistic. Would you and your partner like to take international vacations together with other couples and at group rates? When you are home, you will learn your city as you go to each new event. Your membership includes all of our locations. We take the guesswork out of creating, having, and keeping a strong marriage. Contact us today.
Hey guys, it's your girl matchmaker, comedian Amber Neal, and today I am bringing you my brand new book, hot off the press, guys. I have so many copies of these. Please get one, okay? It is called How My Kitty Betrayed Me, and it's about the women's lib movement and how one thing they don't tell you is, yes, we want money, education, and rights like men, but one thing that the women's rights movement doesn't explain to you is how we're still women. We still attach, we release a chemical in our brain that attaches us to every single person we have sex with. It's called soul ties. And one thing I can tell you that will keep you from your God-given purpose, let your kitty betray you when you get distracted, okay? All I'm trying to say is, you know, we want all the same rights as men, but at the end of the day, picking your partner is the most important decision you'll ever make. And so I challenge you to get a copy of my book today so that you can learn from my mistakes that I made, thinking that, hey, if men can do it, so can we. But trust and believe, after being a single parent for 25 years, your kitty betrayed you, okay? Get your copy today, amberneal.com. Or more information, go to Amber Neal Show on Facebook. Get your copy. I'll be glad to autograph it and send it out to you today.
Married is for committed couples that are either engaged or married and would like to keep the dating in their marriage, fight for the family, and lower the divorce rate one couple at a time. We plan 30 to 50 events a month that include workshops, seminars, webinars, experts, and events all around town. This is for couples that want to develop friendships with other like-minded couples that take their marriage and vows seriously. We will also be offering premarital help so that you will not be a statistic. Would you and your partner like to take international vacations together with other couples and at group rates? When you are home, you will learn your city as you go to each new event. Your membership includes all of our locations. We take the guesswork out of creating, having, and keeping a strong marriage. Contact us today.
Most multivitamins have ignored the health and nutritional differences of African Americans. What we require is a multivitamin designed to best suit our needs.
After years of treating patients and fighting health disparities, Dr. Greg Hall, physician, researcher, and educator, created a formula of multivitamins specifically designed for African American men, women, and adults over 50. Sequence Vitamins, because our needs are different. Available at sequencevitamin.com.
Can have confidence and wear that. I wish I had her confidence, because ain't no way just because they make it my size I'm wearing it.
Oh,
okay?
Facts. I'm telling you, like there's I saw this guy who's actually like around my size, maybe a little bit bigger, you know what I'm saying? And do not think that I'm body shaming here, because I am not. Right. But they were wearing shorts that were so short and so tight. I was like, dang, just looking at you, you look like you're gonna bust out of a can of biscuits. You know what I'm saying? But confidence. I loved it, and I sure did. I walked right up and I said, dang, I love your shorts. They are cute. I wish I could have a body like that. And again, you know, we pretty much had the same body. It's just, you know, I didn't have that confidence to sit here and wear practically a G-string because they were so short. I'm telling you, if you saw how short they were.
And I think that is truly the one thing that holds us back in every area of our life is caring what other people think. Man, if you only understood how people, how quickly people get over the dead. Trust me, they'll mourn it for a day, maybe a week, but they're going to find out. It's more about gossip. Oh, did you hear so-and-so? They don't really care. You know what I'm saying? It's like, if anything, some people are like, good, it's less competition. But at the end of the day, guys, stop caring what people think. I mean, that's truly half the battle of being happy in life. I love this next one, though, because my ex-husband tried to do this to me when we first met.
Well, the next tip it's not a tip, it's the next overused breakup line that people say is, I think my parents won't agree for this relationship. And I mean, I'm not dating your parents. Sometimes, but even then, I don't care. I'm not dating your parents.
I don't want to be with somebody that's like this with their parents, like under their parents' thumb.
Yeah, exactly.
How old are you? Can you still get grounded? And if you still live at home with your parents, that's an automatic deal breaker.
Oh man, I mean, and okay, I mean, definitely for I mean, yeah, definitely for your age group. Yeah, I'm not trying to say anything there because
I
you
don't
said
care.
it earlier.
I know how
but
old I am.
I'm definitely saying, you know, like for my age group, it's a little different because I'm still in my 20s. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I can still be like, okay, you live at home with your mom and dad. You're probably
too.
just getting out of college. Like it's understandable. I was like, don't let that camera be on me when I'm sitting here rolling my eyes.
But you're 1 year away from 30. I'm sorry.
Even then, once you hit 30, I feel like
30 is a
I feel like after 25, it kind of is pushing it. But you know, I can.
And it's okay a little bit.
Yeah, because I can see people, you know, going to college up until they're 30.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? For the most part, like especially if you're going like for your doctorate's degree or something major like that, you're going to be going to school for
that
quite
could be a
while.
red flag too. If they're like a career student, they're 28 and you never graduated with your associates, that kind of tells me you don't ever finish anything and I'm gonna have to run.
Well, see, and I don't necessarily think that it's about them not finishing, but you know, again, there's so many different
For 10
circumstances.
years.
But I feel like if you are somebody who's went to school, graduated college, ain't got no job, and you're living at home with your mom, and you're over 25, then yeah, we're gonna have a big problem. You're not like that's because I don't want to have to sneak into your bedroom in order to have a movie night. I'm not gonna sit here and have to come. Even worse, I just thought about this. Even worse is if you live at home with your mama and daddy and you ain't even got a car.
No,
okay.
No, worse than that is you can still get grounded at 30.
No, what
they
gets
take
me,
your allowance away. Okay?
What gets me is like, you know,
Mom
I mean,
and Dad, I want to go out with Jacob. Can I borrow $5? Did you do your chores? Did you clean up your bathroom? No, you're grounded. All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. We can put the rest of these on the blog on the Matchmaker Hotline. But today, guys, we've been talking about some really cheesy, overused breakup lines. Let me see if there's anything. Oh, this one right here makes you want to punch him in the throat. We're gonna finish it on this one. I still miss my ex. Fool, you didn't know about that before you started the relationship. Now you just figured that out. Are you really kidding me right now? You miss your ex? Wow.
Guys,
okay, guys.
Y'all, girls, cheesy. Guys, I just
cheesy. No, this is actually the funniest one. Read this one.
Okay. So the last one that we're gonna actually wrap up with is I don't want to lose you, but I have no. I'm sorry. Like, can I even like?
Say it.
It says I don't want to lose you, but I have no other option. You know, so guys, for those of you who actually get to see our show visually, you know, y'all guys check it out on Boss Up Houston Network on our Facebook and YouTube. Y'all will notice we got some new cameras, and you know, so now we got some like closer face shots, which I'm really loving because you get to see my facial expressions a lot more because. My eyes be saying it all sometimes. So for those of you who do get to tune in via the video part and catch us on the YouTube on Boss Up Houston Network and the YouTube, of course, thank you. For those of you who are listening via podcast platform, make sure y'all guys check it out because you do get to miss a lot of the funny stuff because we do talk with our faces a lot.
Yes.
When y'all hear that moment of silence, we're probably sitting here going...
And we're also on A-Star TV, officially October 11th, 7 p.m. every Monday. You can catch us on A-Star. Download the app. It's amazing. You'll love it. You can always go back on demand. You can replay all of our videos there as well, too. And thanks to Maridate.com for sponsoring the show. And we'll be back tomorrow with another great show. We've got Joe Dana coming in. He is running for Sheriff of Houston, Texas. We're going to talk with him and find out what his plans are to improve the city. And you might be surprised to learn the whole reason he's even running is because he was a victim of corrupt police officers as well. So y'all stay tuned for that. For more information, matchmakerhotline.com, amberneal.com, and we got our comedy shows this week starting. amberneal.com for tickets for my night, and
of course, make sure you hit up Eventbrite for my tickets, LGBTQ game night. You can find it on the events on Facebook. You can find it on Eventbrite. Check out comedylounge.com as well. I believe they have it on their website.
With a K. Comedy with a K.
Yeah, Comedy with a K. And make sure you go follow me on social media so you can see all of the events that I have going on around town at DJ Houston 2. And make sure you like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Matchmaker Hotline. Oh, sorry, it's not the Matchmaker Hotline. It's Matchmaker Hotline.
Yes.
And, of course, Boss Up Houston Network across all social media podcast platforms. And we will be back here next time with our special guest, Joe, and our co-host, Ryan.
All right, guys. Well, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Absolutely.
Y'all have a great week. And if you also have a show idea, let us know. We're here to help you guys out.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
We'll see y'all next time.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for the one and only show? Live from Houston, Texas. It's the go-to girl, professional comedian, Amber.
Hey guys, it's your girl matchmaker Amber Neal. We are live on location.
What's going down? It's your boy DJ Houston. I am here live on the red carpet. And you know what? I got my boy Ryan Yarborough.
What's up, what's up, what's up, what's up?
Seen her on a billboard in Times Square. Talking about Fred Cadori.